afternoon, Mania fans. How you doing? Joe Mania here. How's everything? A little bit earlier today, but there's a good reason for it. I'm pretty excited. I have a very good person that's waiting in the wings. A very nice co-host who is nice enough to join us this afternoon, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity. So we're going to bring him in about a minute. I want to make sure that he's ready to go, and I see him, and I'm just waving to him, make sure everything is cool. I'm sure everybody's nice and happy after the game yesterday. We want to keep the momentum. We want Max Fried to pitch great tonight. We want to hit. Let's win more than one in a row. We need to do that, and we need to see what this team really has. And like I said, we can't really judge it at least until 60, 65 games in. But we have to do something where we got to win more than win one, lose two, win two, lose one, lose two, and all of that. So, but with that in mind, I'm very excited and very happy to bring in Ken from The Ugly Truth. He has a wonderful podcast, and I'm going to bring him on, and he's going to explain to you everything about his podcast. It's a lot about the Yankees, so you'll enjoy it. So let's bring Ken in. Hey, Ken. Thank you so much for coming on to New York Yankee Mania and being a part of the growing family.
I appreciate you inviting me on and giving me the opportunity to talk about the ugly truth. I run live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 o'clock in the morning. Run approximately an hour. I like to run an open panel so that anybody who is actually observing the stream can hop up and speak their piece. It's a way to elevate the conversation. I've been around the game for a lot of years and I have a lot of knowledge, but it's not perfect. And everybody has value added. Everybody's opinion has merit. And it's something novel for my channel to be able to give everyone the opportunity to step up to the mic and crow their truth. The thing that I don't do is I don't do hate and I don't do talking points. If you want to come at me with something, come at me with facts.
Awesome. Want to give a shout out to Jake Boss. Thank you, Jake, for coming on, and please select the like button. We really appreciate it. We are growing here, and as you can see, it's growing. My co-hosts are growing here. We have Ken from The Ugly Truth. If you have a question for him, by all means, send it out. He'll be able to see it. We'll be able to talk about it. And so we're very excited with a lot of things going on, Ken. I have heard you in the past on other podcasts. I finally, and again, because of the fact that we're working around the clock to make this one come up as fast as we can, but finally got a chance to hear you and see you, and you do a tremendous job, and I commend you and all of the things. The knowledge, that's why I think we make a great dynamic duel. Without ages or anything, I think we have seen the Yankees in the 70s. I can speak for the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and of course the 2000s. But we've seen a lot of wacky stuff. We've had good times and bad times. And why don't you start us off with a little background as far as how do you like baseball now as compared to even the 80s, although the Yankees weren't that great after 81.
Well, I will tell you, the game has had a lot of fundamental changes. Plays at the plate where runners are no longer allowed to take catchers out and break up plays. Breaking up plays at second base is no longer a thing. If you remember back in the old days, second baseman or shortstops had the ability to be in the general location of the bag and not necessarily on the bag to be able to throw the ball to first to complete a double play. Mm. Well, nowadays that's a completely reviewable thing. And back in my day as a ball player, there was no such thing as a review. Uh, Today's pitchers throw a hell of a lot faster than I did when I was back in college. Uh, I was pretty solid fastball pitcher. I threw ballpark 93, 94 miles an hour, which was really good. But these kids are touching 100.
Mm-hmm.
And back in my day, the one thing that you knew without a doubt is if a batter disrespected you, you was gonna drop him in the dirt. I was throwing some chin music, and I wasn't playing. But
Oh,
nowadays, these pitchers don't seem to want to pitch inside whatsoever.
no, you're right. You're right because and when they do, I mean it's automatic. You know, here we go. Bench is empty, and then it's usually empty-handed anyway. You don't want anybody getting hurt. But no, I agree with you. As far as the yesteryear, the '70s, the '80s, the '90s. I mean, totally. It was a different breed. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but how many times we had to rush to the radio, and in New York City it was WMCA and WCBS, and those stations that had the Yankees on, and just maybe I don't know 80 games on WPIX 11, and so now everybody's spoiled. I mean, you could see, and then when they say, "Oh my God, the Yankees aren't on someplace," you'll find them. It's not like we're talking about 1980 over here. You'll find them someplace. You may have to pay for it, but at least you can watch it. I mean, can you imagine these big games if you remember when they were battling the Orioles and the Red Sox for first place? We had to look at a radio. Like come on, and we had to trust those announcers like Phil Rizzuto and Frank Messer and Bill White. You had to trust them because and they had to be on every pitch, not like it is now. And now they're talking about they forget. There are some people that especially on TV. You forget. There are people may not be able, unfortunately, see, and they're not giving you the full play. And so you have to be on everything. You have to be on every call, every play. But you're right. It was a different breed. It was like these players played hurt. Look at Thurman Munson. I mean, he was one of my faves of all time. That man played on literally one leg sometimes. Now you get a little something, and you're on the IL for 3 months, and they're making a hell lot of money.
They they definitely do the player management. I mean the record that Cal Ripken Jr. has with the consecutive games played. I don't see that as ever being broken again. Ball players just don't play like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, DiMaggio's 56 game hitting streak, that's never going to be broken. Back in his day, even into the I want to say mid 70s, pitchers threw complete games. You didn't really have anybody who was a bullpen. So those type of hitters were facing an arm that was tired. Well, nowadays you've got teams that have 5 and 6 people coming out of the bullpen throwing over 100 miles an hour. And if you haven't got your hit early, you're not likely that you're going to get it late.
No, exactly. No question about it. You're right. You're 100% right on that. It's a different breed, and if you remember hearing Rich Goose Gossage, one of the Yankees' greatest relief pitchers, said, "Oh, I gave 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 innings all the time, and
Yeah.
I belong in the Hall of Fame." And I mean, sometimes I don't agree with his tactics, but you have to believe him. I mean, you understand where he's coming from, but Mariano, you still can't take it away from Mariano because he got it just about everybody out. I mean, so I mean, he's just a breed that I don't think we'll see again. And Michael Kay had a great saying the other day. Like you were saying, you may not see. Do you see anybody taking 27 championships before our lifetime? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, maybe somebody will get in the double digits, But hey, straight baseball is a hard nut. It's a crazy game. Anybody gets anybody obviously can get beaten at any time. It doesn't matter what kind of lineup you have, who you have, when you have it. If you're going to lose, you're going to lose. The yesteryear it was a little bit more stabilized. Now you have no idea what. I mean, look. I mean, I'm not saying the Dodgers got off to it. I mean, they did get off to a good start and everything. There's no guarantees. The Padres are good. Eventually the Mets are gonna kick in. That home run by and I hate to mention his name like that on our show, but Juan Soto's home run may ignite him. There's so many rumors that right now he's uncomfortable. He feels that he doesn't have Aaron Judge there, which doesn't bode well with the players like Alonso on his team. So if I were him, I would just keep playing and keep my mouth shut.
Well, honestly, uh, Soto wasn't lying. He had a career season in the Bronx last year. A lot of people are pissed that he moved on to the Mets, and that's fine. That was his choice. He got a better contract offer, and wish him all the luck. I don't wish that guy any ill will. Honestly, if we didn't have Juan Soto last year, we probably don't make it to the World Series. So even for the one season that he was with New York, he did us a great service, was a great teammate, and played amazing ball. He doesn't have the cast over with the Metropolitans that he had in the Bronx, and it's evident. There's no doubt in my mind that he was gonna have a slower start this coming season.
Yeah, but I also feel, Ken, that nobody thought Vientos would get off to a very slow start like he has. Also, they lost their starting catcher and Beatty, which was like amazing in spring training. He just left his bats in Florida. So there were a lot of and Lindor, well, he's notorious to start out, hitting 100 for the first like 15, 20 games. But they're going to hit. They're going to click, and I just hope that they come here and are cold, and then do whatever you want when they get out of here. But one thing I am tired of as a Yankee fan in general, and I'm not afraid to admit it, to say it. We all know that, and we all know you're a big Yankee fan. Can we finally play the Mets healthy once in a while? I mean, I'm so sick and tired. I know it's not an excuse, and I'm not one that's going to say here, spoiled, but I had so many people tell me, oh, you're lucky the Yankees played the Dodgers because they were so afraid that the Mets would have wiped the floor with them. And, I mean, could you know that the Yankees didn't have like five of their starters in there? And again, I'm not spilled milk, but could we be one time just like in the World Series? We were healthy, and what happened? Okay, I'm just saying an even playing field here. Let's be real about it. That's
Yeah,
the ugly truth.
but you're gonna look at it. It's a crosstown rivalry. There's always going to be big brother, little brother. You're always going to have the arguments back and forth. Everyone will have an excuse why they didn't win the series. Frankly, the Mets outplayed us last year. They kicked our asses in all four games that we played them. Their pitching was better. Their hitting was damn sure better. And the
But check the
the,
line.
the
So let's
but
go
the,
back to the lineup.
well, I
You know,
don't care about the lineup. The lineup is the lineup.
yeah,
You
I know.
play who's available.
True. That's true. That's true.
I mean,
But
we played the Mets when Syndergaard was on the shelf, when DeGrom was on the shelf. They're freaking killers who hurt the Yankees both, and we took it to them. Okay, we had some key players on the shelf, and they took it to us this year. Who knows? This coming May when we lock it up with them again, we may be on a level playing field. I feel sorry for Juan Soto going into the Bronx though, because he's going to hear the boo birds like no tomorrow.
you
But
really you think they're going to give him like a like the first at bat? a warm welcome, and then they're going to boo the crap out of him?
They might welcome him during the introduction, but when he steps field against the Yankees, there's no chance in hell they're gonna they're gonna clap for him. He's gonna hear boo birds from here to kingdom come.
Well, I'm certainly not going to be one that's going to tell Yankee fans, to boo him or hiss at him or anything. I mean, listen, you pay your good money. You can do what you want as long as you don't hurt anyone. You don't throw anything at the players. You want to boo them, that's up to you. But understand that they're human beings too, and he made a decision for his family, for himself. And people have told me, have asked me, but Joe, let me ask you something. When you're talking about $700 million, does it really matter another 5 million or 2 million or 3 million? I mean, when is it enough? And I agree, but I also will say, hey, to you, Ken, if you can make $200,000 as opposed to 50,000, are you going to go do it, or are you going to say, well, I'm dedicated to Joe, so I'm going to stay. And you know what you're going to do.
Well, my upbringing in baseball, it wasn't uncommon to see players play their entire career with one team, with one
Mhm.
organization.
Correct.
Uh, and even Derek Jeter gave the Yankees hometown discounts to stay a Yankee, as did many other of the Yankees from the 90s squad. It's it's an archaic thing, I guess. It's more so what kind of a bag can I get?
Hmm.
Uh, Soto, I think personally, he could have cemented himself as a Yankee legend playing the rest of his career in the Bronx. He could have had his number retired out in Monument Park. Eventually, he's going to be a Hall of Famer if he keeps on the trajectory that he's at.
Oh, definitely,
Um,
no question about it.
uh, well, there have been a lot of players that had good years and then petered out. I mean, look at Ken Griffey Jr. For 10 years, there wasn't a player in baseball that could touch him, but he was so injured on the back end of his career, uh, his legacy was in question.
Hmm.
And Griffey never won a World Series championship.
True, true. No question about that. Jake Boss brings up a point of glad we don't have him for that salary. Way too much money for one player. Well, I definitely agree with you, Jake. But can you appreciate the money now that Aaron Judge got? 300 million is like it's like filet mignon to steak. I mean, it's amazing. The Yankees got that, and it's amazing that he doesn't want to. He doesn't do a renegotiate or anything like that. So the Yankees have to count their blessings, and these are true Yankees. They are not. They're not phony. They want to be Yankees, and if you look at the Yankee team now, you know, you and I go back a ways with this team, and when you could just see who's a Yankee and who's not a Yankee. And I have a feeling if I name a few players, you're going to say, that's the way I feel. I'd be very surprised. I mean, obviously, Randy Johnson was not a Yankee, and we all know that. And he came here to cherish his 500 $300,000 Park Avenue suite to experience that. Although I got to say he did beat the Red Sox 5 times, but that's about it. He didn't beat anybody else. He's not a Yankee. But then again, you turn around and you see a guy like Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill is a Yankee. Derek Jeter is a Yankee. I'm
But
on the bubble with Alex Rodriguez. Your thoughts?
A-Rod always wanted to be a Yankee. He
Or
had he had several times where uh, he was willing to turn down money to become a Yankee, and the Players Association wouldn't have it. Major League Baseball wouldn't have it. Uh, I would say, in essence, he is a Yankee. He has been. He was for what, 10 years.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
had
Would
the
you give
opportunities
me
to
my
elect free. He had opportunities to elect free agency. Spun a better contract here in the Bronx. Uh, how his career ended in the Bronx was sad, but he contributed to World Series victory for us. Uh,
Mhm.
so he will be a beloved figure in New York.
Do you foresee 1 year they will put him in at least Monument Park, but maybe not retire 13?
I don't see why they wouldn't retire 13. Actually, in my personal belief, I think that A-Rod is going to be a Hall of Famer. Major League Baseball has chosen to ignore the people in the steroid era for the most part, with the exclusion of Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. But they have put other people in the Hall that damn sure use PEDs.
Oh
David
yeah.
Ortiz. David Ortiz was certainly one of them who was popped on the list. He publicly admitted it, but he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. The press liked him. He was very cordial with the press. Uh, Clemens was not. Bonds was not. And
Mhm.
if you look at Bonds and Clemens, neither one of those guys actually failed the PED test. A lot of these sports writers are big time anti PED guys. Well, you know
Mhm.
what? Those PEDs saved baseball. After the 94 strike, attendance had dropped 25%. TV viewership had dropped significantly. And what brought fans back?
The home runs.
Home
Very.
runs
Yeah.
and the chase for the Maris record between McGuire and Sosa. And that shit was all PED inspired. They saved baseball with that home run race.
No, you're right. I mean, and this is a debate. We could have going on and on and on. But it's so great to reminisce and all. But I think what I'm getting the sense they want to hear your thoughts on the current Yankees. Let's talk about what do you feel about the rotation with Clark Smith coming back? It could be probably today. Who do you think is going to be released if you had to take a guess? And what are you seeing that you like, and what are you seeing that you don't like from the rotation?
Well, from the rotation standpoint, we're basically pitching with 2/5 of our rotation. We've got Stroman, who relies on a lot of off-speed stuff and sinkers. Uh, Carrasco is essentially the same type of pitcher. Don't know if you know much about pitching, but in cold weather, breaking balls don't move. And
Hmm.
that's all we've played in is cold, rainy, crappy weather. So obviously their stuff hasn't moved. There's not a lot of velocity there, and hitters are teeing off on them. Uh, Last night we actually had uh, somewhat warm weather in the Bronx, and it was dry. And look at what Cookie did to the Royals. He one hit them through 5 innings.
Yeah,
He gave us the performance that we needed.
100%, 100% agree. And the weather's not bad in New York. Well, I mean, it's a little misty, but it is going to be 61 degrees and probably around 58 during game time. So that's a big relief. It's better than 25 or 30. That's for sure. So in that respect, yeah.
Max Fried is the ace that we hired. He is also another guy that relies on a high ground ball rate. His first outing with us, uh, personally, I think him sitting 30 minutes while we were beating the crap out of the ball didn't help him out any. Plus, the 5 errors, all from soft contact in the infield, didn't help. His second outing, he was a bit better. Still didn't make the five, but his outing in Detroit was lights out.
Mm-hmm.
lights out, and showed you what he can be. So with Cole being shelved, I can see him being the 1A ace. A lot of people are hard on Carlos Rodon. Rodon has pitched very well for us. The thing that is Rodon's Achilles heel is he gives up the long ball. He has a stretch of the last 36 games, he's given up 36 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that hurts him, he gives up a lot of solo home runs. But when he starts walking or having errors happen behind him, misplays, he starts to lose his composure, and damn sure a home run is sitting right around the corner. It's when he gave up the 3-run blast the other day. The other thing that I've noticed historically with Rodon is he doesn't seem to get a lot of run support from our team. You look at last year, uh, he actually had 16 wins on the season. He had the third highest victory total in Major League Baseball. Where would I set Rodon as an actual starter? I think he's actually a very solid number 3, and I think we overpaid for him. But am I disappointed in his performances? No, I think they'll get better. I don't think that he'll have as long a streak where he's given up 8 runs in 3 innings like he did last season, midway through. He is starting to incorporate secondary pitches because until last year, he was essentially a 2-pitch pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's using his secondaries. He seems to be able to be reasonably close to the zone, causing a lot of whiffs and soft contact. So I think Rodon is going to be okay. Schmidt coming back, it'll be a plus for us. Maybe not in tomorrow's start, because I think, me personally, he's not stretched out. He pitched two games at Double-A Somerset.
I
He
watched
had he had 58 pitches in his first outing against Double-A hitting. Face it, that's not the majors. His second outing, he had 7 strikeouts, and he was throwing 61 pitches. I think that took him into the 4th.
Yes.
So atypically, when you come out of spring training, when you're breaking from spring training, starters are in the ballpark of 75 to 85 pitches, which usually, if you're on point, that gets you through the 5th inning. I don't think he's going to make it through the 5th in his start tomorrow, and I think we're going to weigh heavily on the bullpen.
Right. And that's why we
But
need a big performance tonight.
right, and I think that eventually he'll be back on point, and we'll be fine with Schmidt coming back. And then Luis Hill had a stoic season last year. He had a stretch where he was not as great on the back end of the season, but I think personally that his arm was tired. He'd never pitched that many innings in his career,
Mm-hmm.
and it was taking a toll on him. Well, he's got a 3-month hiatus this year where he's not out there in the grind, in the suck,
Right. It's going to help
doing it
them,
up. And
hopefully on the way to the playoffs.
exactly. So when he does come back and he gets into the groove, like Garrett Cole did last year, he is going to find himself, and batters aren't going to have enough time to adjust to him. So as far as the rotation, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it now as is. You asked about Schmidt coming back. I think that the kid that was brought up in Stroman's spot, Weinman,
Wyman, yeah.
he's probably going to be the guy that gets sent back down. And then when Heel comes back, my gut instinct is
Release.
they're going to probably release Carrasco or try to trade Stroman, depending on what he's doing at that particular time. And there's a possibility that that the Yankees move Warren into the bullpen as a long reliever and drop one of the other relievers that we have, or send them down. So I mean,
Well, for the
six
most
here.
part, they've all pitched very, very well. I mean, even Yosbaro, he's been a godsend. But my man in the bullpen is Mr. Tim. I call him Mr. Tim. I love him. I think he's the man. He gives you that different look, and Tim Hill, and I think it's fantastic. And we're happy. I am happy that they kept him. Nestor Cortez was okay, but it just wasn't. It wasn't right. I mean, there was something about Nestor Cortez that eventually I know he would explode.
But you got to look at Cortez. Cortez in the Yankee rotation was a number 5.
Right.
You look at Cortez's numbers in baseball against all other number 5s, he was the best in the major leagues for
Okay.
ERA, strikeouts, innings pitched. Cortez could come up with that gem where he throws 8 innings and completely saves your bullpen, throwing 92 miles an hour, throwing a lot of fastballs, actually,
Right.
just varying timing and getting people off of it. So was I sad to see him go? It was probably more healthy for him to move on, but he was a quality pitcher, and I won't talk down to any of the things that he did as a New York Yankee.
Oh no, not at all. No, I mean, he saved us in a lot of instances. No question about it. But again, let's see, because I mean, there's in the next couple of months there's going to be more. There's going to be more moves. That I don't think. I mean, obviously this isn't the finished product. I do think that Cashman is working the wires, working maybe for a little lesser trade. I don't think they're comfortable at third base yet and all. But I'd like to get into that. I do have the starting lineup here. I wanted to give the starting lineup, and then I had a few questions for you about the lineup. Is that okay?
Sure, no problem.
All right, so let's go. Let's go over the lineup tonight. Ben Rice will be leading off as DH. Aaron Judge batting second in right field. Cody Bellinger will be playing center field. That's a good sign. Batting third, cleanup, as I like to call him. Paul G, my man at first base. Chaz Chisholm Jr. at second base. Anthony Volpe playing shortstop. Austin Wells catching. Mr. Dominguez showing a lot of promise in left field, which is great. And Oswaldo Peraza will be playing third base and batting ninth. Now, Ken, a couple of the lineups. Do you like? I mean, obviously, we might be in agreement with Ben Rice leading off. Do you like that?
I think he should be the permanent leadoff hitter.
Okay.
He is getting it done in all avenues. He makes hard contact. He's got a bit of speed behind him. So he's done a good job. Let him have it.
Cool. Okay. Now here's my thing with Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger. I'd rather have Cody Bellinger second because I think he will get better pitches and he will get into a groove. And I think Aaron Judge will see better pitches if Paul G stays the way he does without having Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup. Does that make sense?
Sure, it does make sense, but the way that Boone has operated his lineup, he is liking to toggle left and right-handed hitters.
Right.
If you do that, then you put Rice a left-hander and Bellinger a left-hander. Then you have Judge a right-hander and Goldschmidt a right-hander. So you're double stacking them.
Yeah.
Do I think it makes a difference? Me personally, no, but Boone has his analytics department and people that are giving him information that I probably haven't taken into consideration.
Well, I think Paul G, he could hit anywhere, and he's going to protect you. If he's healthy, I knew he was going to have a big year. I applauded Cashman and the team when they did that. No pun on Anthony Rizzo. which I'm very surprised that so far nothing. But I have a feeling he'll help somebody during the season. Somebody, unfortunately, will go down or whatever. And I wish him well all the time. He was a great Yankee. But Paul G, he's going to help. It doesn't matter. He's as good as a Pete Alonso. He's a different, I mean, he won it all. He won an MVP. I mean, yeah, he's 37 years old. He's playing like he's 20. I mean, I'm very comfortable with him no matter what he does.
Well,
The,
I don't know what you know about Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt started in the Diamondbacks organization.
right.
As a matter of fact, he went from Double A to the major leagues. He never played one at bat at Triple A, and
Yeah, I
he
can see
stuck. Has always been a solid contact hitter. In my personal belief, he should have won 2 MVPs out of Arizona, but because they are a small market team, just didn't get the recognition. Something similar to the Diamondback that's currently facing that same deal as Ketel Marte. He is probably the finest second baseman in Major League Baseball, and the guy hits for power. He is a stupendous defensive glove, but he's not on a national stage regularly, and people just don't recognize that.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. Well, we covered that. Now comes a little sticking point. I don't know if we're going to agree or disagree on this, but to me, Anthony Volpe's hitting too high in the lineup right now. I don't think that he should be there. I think if anything, he should be a little bit lower, earn his way a little bit better. I think Jason Dominguez. I know he's young, but so is Anthony Volpe. And I just see Dominguez is going to take off. I think we're in agreement with that. I don't think that we're going to be disappointed with him. But again, it's growing pains. There's no question. But this has to be a year where Anthony Volpe cannot bat 211 again. This has got to be a year. He's got to be more solid. And I mean, obviously they win the World Series and he bats 211. Everybody forget about it. But you know as well as I do in this game, Ken, that sooner or later the ugliness of that is going to come out, and he can't bat 211 every year. That's like if we go back in years back. A lot of people won't know this name, but I think you will. Eddie Brinkman was a fantastic shortstop for the Detroit Tigers. Couldn't hit. Mark Belanger was a fantastic shortstop. Couldn't hit, but they had a tremendous lineup. As long as the Yankees put out, and they're not depending on Volpe, fine. But the problem is, we're used to a shortstop hitting, doing well. And I can't even remember. I mean, we have to go back to Wayne Tollison and Roy Smalley and people like that, and Andrea Robinson. People must say, Joe, are you talking? What are you talking here? But I know you know those names.
Yeah.
But this is a critical year for Volpe because I don't think there's going to be long term contracts. I think the Yankees are gun shy after what happened with Severino. They gave him, and what happened a month later he was out cold. So, but it's very important that he at least 250 he's got to do. Do you agree with me, Ken?
I think he'll hit 260, actually.
Oh, that'll be a godsend.
But I mean, people are talking about contract track extensions and whatnot. Volpe is working into his first ARB year, so we've got him for a total of three years for him to refine his game, get it to the point where fans may think it's acceptable. Fans tend to have, in my personal opinion, unrealistic expectations. They started talking about this kid as the next Derek Jeter when he was at high A. So there is not another Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is Derek Jeter. Volpe is Volpe. And I'll tell you what, the guy that I didn't admire was Didi Gregorius coming in and following up Jeter. But he did a fantastic job as a shortstop for the New
Sure
York
did.
Yankees.
He sure
Then we
did.
tried to replace him with Gleyber Torres. That was a freaking dumpster fire. Then we
Oh,
brought in IKF, a Gold Glove third baseman, threw him at shortstop. Thought that was going to work out. That was a dumpster fire. Then we
yeah.
let the kid play. Kid won a Gold Glove his first season. He was nominated for a Gold Glove last year. His defense is top notch, and that's mainly what we need out of Volpe: is solid defense with increased OPS, uh, getting him in the 700 to 800 range. I'm happy with that.
Are you
Because
happy where he's sitting in the lineup?
honestly, I don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me because he's going to have opportunities to drive runs in and do things in the 6 hole, just like he will in the 8 hole.
Okay, fair enough.
So wherever he's at, there are going to be runners on base at some given point, and they're going to expect him to make contact, not freaking strike out or pop out to the second baseman, and advance. If he gets an out, at least make it a productive out where the runners are advancing, and the
Mm,
next guy has the opportunity to score them. The thing that pissed me off about last night's game was the double with no out, the leadoff double.
yeah, well, Yankees are
One,
famous for that.
one out, no advancement. 2 outs, no advancement. 3 outs, no run.
Are you talking about the New York Yankees?
That's
Why did
who I'm
you
talking about.
say that? Oh, we have gone through hell with that and back. Jake Boss comes. A good comment. Good thing about Volpe is he seems very coachable, and he is. Um, I don't know if you heard me talk about this, but and I'm very proud of it. I played ball while Volpe when he was a young pup, when he was 5, 6, 7 years old. He lived in the building where I worked overnight for over 23 years, and he knew, I knew that the family were big Yankee fans. And on Saturday mornings, as I worked overnight, they would be ready to go to the park, and they always still told me, "Hey Joe, I know you might be tired, but you want to swing the bat a little bit with us?" And I said, "Sure, come on." I actually named him Bambino, my little Bambino, and I told his dad, which I'm in contact with, and hopefully soon we're going to have him on the show. And I'm really looking forward to that, both of them, and that would be incredible for New York Yankee Mania and for the fans here. But the tools this little boy had, I turned to his father, Michael, and I told him, "You let that guy play whatever he wants, that boy. I guarantee you, one day he's gonna take over for Derek Jeter." He turned around to me and said, "Joe, you're crazy." I said, "Remember what I told you?" Well, you know what? The day that he got drafted, guess who got a phone call and said, "I should have listened to you." I said, "Yeah, if I could pick the lottery the way I just picked your son going into play shortstop for the Yankees one day, I'd have the perfect life." And we laughed about it. And the great thing about it is, to have someone like the dad on before Anthony is the growing up. How you go through that, the trials. One week he took them, one week the mom took them, one week the chicken parmesan aunt took them. Know them all. And let me tell you, he comes from an incredible family. And I got to tell you, I've tasted the chicken parm. It's outrageous. So, and I can tell you that they're a wonderful family, and I wish them nothing but the best. And I am so looking forward to seeing them again, talking to them, and being a little contributor to New York Yankee Mania. I think it would be incredible for the people. Yeah, it's a huge commitment. Jake Boss, you just said, and he's right, 100%. But look at the fruits fruitions with it. It's amazing. So I have a lot of confidence in him. But this is a business, and he's going to have 3 years under his belt. He got a great signing bonus. I think it was about what, $3 or $5 million. So he's there. I mean, I know he bought a beautiful condo in the west side of Manhattan. So trust me, he's doing well, and he wants to be a Yankee for life. No question in my mind. So if anybody's worried about is a big fan, believe me, he'll unless they offer him $5 to stay, I can almost guarantee you if he's doing halfway decent, he's going to be a Yankee for life, and that you can take to the bank. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant about Anthony Volpe, but
No,
he's one of my guys.
everybody has guys. The one in the lineup that I would seriously consider toggling is Jazz Chisholm.
Really?
Yep. Jazz, I believe he still leads the league in strikeouts. He is the king of the one pitch out.
Okay.
And two things that really annoy the hell out of me. And when Wells is hitting up in the lineup, he tends to produce. When he's down in the 7, 8, 9 hole, he seems to just flounder there. So I wouldn't have an issue of flopping Wells and Chisholm in the lineup whatsoever. You're still going to have your lefty-lefty match.
Yeah, I believe that, but I mean, would you rather have Gleyber Torres or would you rather have Chaz Chisholm?
Defensively, Jazz Chisholm. Hitting, Gleyber Torres. Gleyber
I,
was our leadoff hitter last year.
you know,
He hit 280 in that
to
spot.
me, the jury's out on him. I think the jury's out. Let's give him the full year. I mean, like you said, it may just be with the lineup back and forth, but I don't know. I'd like to give him. I'd like to give him the year. Just like, listen, they've been settling on Anthony Volpe. He could do no wrong. I mean, he's always there, and I'll give Chisholm, and just like Dominguez. I mean, what are your feelings on Dominguez? Is it one and out and trade him like George Steinbrenner used to do? Or will you
Nope.
give him a couple of years? Of course you'll give him a couple of years.
No, Dominguez, I mean, in last night's game, he had a handful of really good plays.
Yes.
His route running in left field is looking a lot more cognizant of an actual major league baseball player. He doesn't look like a duck flopping out there in left field, and he's closing on the ball, making strong routes. I think that his arm strength isn't that of Bellinger or Judge,
Right.
and hence that's why you need a third baseman or a shortstop when he's doing relays that has a strong arm. Dominguez, I mean, God's honest truth, the guy is a glorified prospect. He had 10 games up in the major leagues 2 years ago, had a great start and got hurt. He was up last year, played sporadically. I think he hit like 178 or 179, something like that.
Right. Yeah. Last year
And
was
was
awful.
trying to settle in on a new position. During the Giants series, several games he had very solid hits with authority to left field. I think his bat is starting to come around, and I don't think it's outside the possibility of seeing 20 to 25 home runs out of him and at least 20 stolen bases.
I agree. I totally agree. Tonight's a big night, Ken, because tomorrow is going to be a very tough game. I mean, the Kansas City pitcher has an ERA of under 1.
Yeah,
So
Burbick.
yeah, so tomorrow's going to be a tough game. So if the Yankees are gonna do anything, tonight's a very big game, and they got to come out, punching and fighting and they got to win this game. To me, it's kind of like small little big game because tomorrow's going to tell. Tomorrow might be a big problem. But you never know. I mean, like baseball is a funny game. So I don't know. But how about a little prediction, Ken? What do you see for tonight?
I think that the Yankees take the game 7-2.
Well, okay. Who's the star? Who's your star? You have three, at least two stars tonight.
Max Fried, he's definitely going to be one.
Okay.
And I think that Cody Bellinger is going to snap out of it and provide us with a little bit of hit heroics.
He's going to pull a Paul O'Neill, 3 home runs in one game.
Well, I won't go 3 home runs, but I'll bet you he gets one, and he drives in at least 3.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Trent. If somehow Trent Grissom gets in the game, he's gonna do something. But my number one tonight, I'm going to go with Aaron Judge. He's due. He's definitely due for a nice stinger. He hasn't homered in what 10 games or 9 games, whatever. I know he went crazy in the beginning, but the bottom line is I think Judge is going to be the start tonight. I do agree with you though with Bellinger. I do think he's going to go long ball definitely tonight. So we'll see. And I'm gonna go Yankees 5-2. I'm going to say Max Fried he's going to go 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, and no earned runs is going to be on an error. Unfortunately, I could see an error for tonight. I don't know why, but I do see an error. And I always have this funny thing, Ken. I don't know if you followed it on the other shows that we've been on or you've listened to. I have this thing that until proven wrong, there is a craziness at Yankee Stadium with the first batter that comes up. If the first batter, I've been trying to look this up. It's crazy. I'm going to get close to it. The first batter hits a ground ball to shortstop. And in Yankee Stadium, the Yankees lose the game 95% of the time. So I know it sounds crazy. And, NFE, he started looking at it and he couldn't believe it. And he said, oh my God. Now in spring training, we broke the curse. They were home, but they were in Tampa. They were in George Steinbrenner Field. For some reason, in Yankee Stadium, now you get it a line drive to Volpe, no problem. And I guarantee you, if it is a ground ball in the opening, he'll get the guy out. The next guy gets a double or a homer, and then the game is whacked out. You could me, I close. I get to the point. Everybody. I actually have a very close friend. This is a true story. He doesn't know how to use computers or anything. He actually gave me. He wanted to do the FanDuel, and he said, Joe, anytime that happens, I have money in the account. He put money in the account, and he swore. He said, anytime you put that on there, because Joe, you're never wrong. I mean, we got to break that curse. So I figured I'd just go all over the place. I know people think I'm nuts, but can follow it. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And this all started back in believe it or not, the old Yankee Stadium. One of the first games I went to as a young little boy, and there was a ground ball to Gene Michael. Flores played through the ball. It was Kurt Blefary at the time at first base. And out. And the rest was a disaster. Okay. Then there was another game. A couple of days later, ground ball to short. They got walloped. Okay. Then there was another time, same thing. But strange things happened. Who got hurt? They were up 4-0. They lose in the ninth inning. They lose on. Forget it. And it just got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. And like, Joe, you're not watching the game. No, they're going to lose. What do you mean they're going to lose? Believe me, I'll tell you after the game. So the Yankees lose the game, and then he said, now, can you please explain? I said, yeah. I said, there was a ground ball to shortstop on the first pitch. Yankees lose that game. Let's hope. Never, never, never happens this year at Yankee Stadium. Please, no. Now you watch. It's going to happen against the Mets. It's going to happen against the Red Sox. But I got a feeling that by telling all these people, and everybody knows, even Jason from 161 River Avenue, they're all watching for it. And I'm telling you, Ken, you got to do something to help break the curse.
Well, I will tell you, Joe, baseball players are creatures of habit. There are rituals that are done every single time that they hit the field. For me, when I was pitching, I had to have a BLT sandwich. If I didn't have a BLT sandwich, it was going to be a bad freaking day.
Oh my God! No, well, look at the third baseman. When riding in the horse. In 1996.
Yeah, Wade Botno. Was it
Boggs.
Boggs? Yeah.
Oh boy, got a little brain freeze. He
Well,
had to have chicken at 4:45 every day. If he didn't have the chicken 4:45, yeah. Thank you, Jonathan. Welcome, and John the Beagle's dad. How you doing? What's up with you? We're talking about. Give us a prediction for tonight's game, guys. I'd like to send it along. Yeah, Jake Boss is saying fried chicken, 100%. So, yeah, no, but it's just these little odds and ends. I know they're crazy, but they're true, Ken. It's incredible. Sometimes during the playoffs, you wear something specific, and you're going to wear that again the next day. George Steinbrenner. I had talked to George Steinbrenner once, and he said, if they win, I'm keeping the same thing on. I'll wash it, but I'm keeping the same thing on. No question about it. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. The superstition is, but this one isn't. This is just known fact. And I've looked into everything. I've called the baseball almanac. I've called everybody. Is there any way to find out? And I do have somebody that's been telling me they're looking. The only thing that I found out is like, what teams have done on like let's say when your birthday is. What's the like my birthday? The Yankees are 57 and 39 all time, and so I mean, listen, they have a stat for everything. Why can't they have a stat for what I'm talking about? I know it sounds crazy, but it's true.
For my birthday, it's October the 6th, so they're in the postseason if they're playing on
Oh,
my
nice.
birthday.
Did you ever find out what the record is?
No, I never did. I know for for my 13th birthday, my dad was in the Air Force, and he took me for my birthday to Riverfront Stadium to watch
Oh,
the
nice.
World Series game between the Yankees and the Big Red Machine. Of course,
76, 76.
unfortunately, it didn't work out for me.
Yeah.
We ended up getting swept in that series, but we came back and won next year. But
Yeah. No question. That was heartbreaking. But
I
Thurman
got to
Munson, he was awesome in that series. Oh my
I,
God.
I got to see Jim Catfish Hunter pitch for the Yankees. Uh, some of the greats, Mickey Rivers. We had uh, Chris Chambliss at the time. We had
Nettles, Greg
Os-
Nettles.
Nettles, Oscar Gamble, Thurm.
Oh, it was a great team. Lou Piniella. They were just missing the straws the drink. You know that.
Well,
But
it's. I didn't come to New York to be a star. I brought my star with me.
with the one thing I do remember, you mentioned Catfish Hunter. Catfish Hunter. I was very young, but I was doing a sports report back in 1974, 75, New Year's Eve. And I actually went down to Yankee Stadium at 9 o'clock on New Year's Eve for the press conference. At that time, the media wasn't as crazy as it is today. And I have that. I have the interview, the talk with Catfish Hunter. So there's so many good things, and he was a really nice guy to approach. A lot of them, I gotta say, believe it or not, when we have a show together, and I really hope that you will be coming on a lot more. I'm really counting on you being a nice co-host for us. I really would appreciate that. And but there's a lot of things that we can discuss. The yesteryear, now. So I really appreciate it, and I know you've already been on today, and you had what was going on, but I won't keep you too much longer. I think people are going to get ready, have dinner, and get ready for the game. But your final thoughts
you
and
got you got
plug
some
the show.
predictions. You got some predictions from Jonathan. He thinks that Fried's going to go 6 1/3, give up 2 runs, 6 hits with 8 strikeouts and 3 walks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You got Sean Browning, who thinks that Fried's going to go 7, give up 3 hits, no runs, 12 Ks, and 2 base on balls.
Whoa,
So
nice,
two
nice.
two solid performances either way. Final thoughts. I think that we take the series tonight. Uh, Although we don't have a lot of at bats against Waka, he hasn't been pitching well this season, and the Royals don't have that type of high velocity pitcher that tends to give us problems. He's going to throw a lot of junk, and with patient at bats, I think we'll tee off on him.
Yeah, it's going to be like one of those that they're going to throw the ball in the dirt, and hopefully the Yankee youngsters will lay off of them right now. Wait for
Exactly.
the pitch. Wait for that pitch. Ken, just say about your show again, please. If anybody that came on late, where they can catch you, that would be great.
I'm on YouTube. My stream is Yankees the Ugly Truth. I'm on air on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. I have an open policy forum, so anybody is more than welcome to jump up and say their piece. I appreciate all the support that you've given me, Joe, and obviously everyone here has signed up for Yankees Mania, but make sure that you hit those like buttons because that helps the channel out.
Thank you. Yeah, no question about it. And hopefully, Ken, when you are available, I won't even mention it. I'm just going to introduce you, and you come right on, and we'll discuss the series, the game in hand. Maybe we do a post game. I really appreciate the time and the effort from you. It was definitely great knowledge. I love talking yesteryear with you with the Yankees, and there's so much more to cover, and I'm really looking forward to that. I want to talk about the Mickey Mantle Day, his retirement. That was my first game with my father. I mean, there's like so many memories. The Jim Abbott no hitter I was at, the perfect game of David Cohn, winning the World Series. There's so many memories, especially of that old Yankee Stadium that I cherish, and a lot of times I look on YouTube or wherever, just to take a feel of the stadium again, or I'll look at different videos. I have all the Yankee championship videos. I go through that and say, wow, I remember that. It was awesome. So there's a lot to cover. But everyone at this point, I really appreciate it. Like Ken said, please press that like button. Please tell everybody about the up and coming show here. We are going to have a lot of surprises. There's going to be a lot of different things. It's going to be a lot of fun. and it's Yankee Talk. Without you, the fans, there's no Yankee Talk, and there's no creators. There's nothing. So you, the fans, are what makes it happen. We love each and every one of you. And if you have ideas or thoughts on the show, you can always leave the comments. We will read them and we will get back to you. Absolutely no problem. And there is an open day that I will be bringing on some of you, some of the guests to come on, talk about the Yankees, and that's going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. So Ken, again, thank you. Everyone, have a great night. Enjoy the game. Let's go Yankees. Let's win, and let's stay in first place. And let's go for that 28 because I'm tired of saying it. Have a great night. Take care, everyone. Go Yankees.
Go Yankees.